Hello, hello, hello. Real Opinions are back.
Yes.
Back on the radio. Who's here?
Ben is.
Harrison is.
And James is.
That was a very weird way to start.
Yeah. It's a weird setup, though, with all these mics, you know.
It's because we've been
Not
away
used
for
to it.
so long. We don't know what
Exactly.
we're doing anymore. We're
Wish
all
I
over
could-
the place.
I wish I could use that excuse, but
Yeah,
I host a radio
been.
show at 10 a.m. on Saturday mornings.
That's right.
James
Just
Stupid's
plug it.
Journey. Plug.
Plug your
And
solo
basically
projects.
What we're doing is just talking to each other. We do that quite a lot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
That's fine.
I actually missed that song when you were playing it. Like, after all my complaining, I'm
Really?
like,
Aw.
I
Yeah.
don't do it again. Don't. Like, that's gone.
Is that the
you're
final
not-
straw now?
Yeah, it's not going to work again. If it happens again, I'm not going to go, oh, I missed it because I just heard it.
My original plan was to play it every single show.
No.
And we made it through the good first 4 or
No.
5 until you
No.
threw a hissy fit.
I didn't
so-
throw a hissy fit. It's
did.
annoying. It's annoying. You would.
You're
have it if-
annoying.
Hey,
You
I
would
like
have it if it was
Serbian
me.
pop.
I
Okay?
do. I was the one that introduced it and went like, "Oh, we
No,
should
you
play
weren't.
this."
The film Pretty Village, Pretty Flame
No,
introduced
no,
it.
but I mean, I was the one who said the first time, "Oh, we
That's
should play
true.
this." And I, what have I wrought? Look what I have brought upon our show. And every week, Ben.
Okay. It's gone now, don't worry.
Yeah, don't do it again.
I love how we've been back for like less than a minute and we've already started arguing.
We've been away
It's
a
the Real
long
Opinions
time. We've been
way.
away a long time. And in that time, there's been a lot of great movies in the cinemas. There's your link.
Yeah, because Star Wars came out, didn't it?
Star Wars, what's that?
You know Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I've heard about it.
The thing where people fight in the space.
Yes. Lots of money has been made.
So much money.
Huge amounts of money.
It just passed $2 billion. Third film
crazy.
to ever do that.
That's crazy.
I think it's one of the first films to ever do that on like its first release.
I think it will probably be the highest grossing ever.
Well, it would have to
If
be
it isn't-
re-released.
If it isn't, then episode 8 will.
You see, I reckon episode 8 will be like a bit. I don't think people.
Yeah, I don't
like
think it will
episode
have
8
as much
much.
hype because there probably will have been
I think
people
8 will make more.
that saw the new Star Wars and thought, nope, don't like it. Not good.
They
Not
were.
as good as the George Lucas.
Well, there were. There
yeah,
were.
there were. I know there were. I know there
To be
was.
honest, I don't even think that. I just think this was like what they call, or what they refer
know
to
it's
as
like
like a
an event.
retro movie. or
But
whatever.
I don't know.
Well, not just that, but people love this so much they went to see it like 4 or 5 times, whatever.
Yeah,
The next
I-
one is going to be a completely different film
I think
because it's
episode
got
8 will make more.
it's like Ryan Johnson is getting his whole different crew on, and
Yeah.
he's got like a completely different vision, different
That was
composer, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
But-
I'm really looking forward to that, but
yeah.
it'll make less money.
There were people that said
I think
that,
it'll make more money.
but there were people in the Real Opinions team who didn't think that, who thought it was a very good film.
It's basically all of us.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I don't think. I mean,
I think we
even
all-
Jack, who listed after he saw it, he listed every criticism he had, and it was a fairly extensive list.
Really?
He then at the end of it went, "Yeah, it was really good, and I still loved it." But he did have like it's Jack. You know, he did have
Yeah.
a list.
I felt like a child coming out of that film, The Force Awakens. Which, by the way, is playing in just under an hour at Union Films. And again tonight at 8 o'clock at Union Films.
Plug,
if you-
plug.
If you haven't... No, it's more... Not just for Union Films, but if you haven't seen it as a film, go and see it. Because it is probably one of the most fun I've had in a cinema in...
One of the most fun.
One of the most fun. I can
I had
words.
all of the
I
fun.
can words.
One of the most fun.
But honestly,
you heard it
like,
here first.
it was one of the first times I felt like a kid again. And it was just the second that opening titles came up and the credits and just the music, everything was perfect.
Well, that happens in the prequels though.
I know, but like
That's
it
that's
wasn't
even in that Clone
it
Wars.
wasn't followed by crushing disappointment. So it was just even you loved it, didn't you, Harrison? Like you
Yeah.
didn't,
What do you mean even?
Even
I don't know. I
What does
just
that mean?
I kind of half expected you to have some criticism, but
No.
you
No,
didn't
I,
have
well, I
any.
genuinely did. When I came out, I I looked up because I'd been avoiding everything quite aggressively, avoiding spoilers and everything. And so I immediately after looked at what people were actually saying and just looked through like all of the common criticisms. Went no,
'Cause the
no.
most-
She's a Mary Sue. No.
That's the thing.
No!
The biggest ones. There's the Mary Sue thing, and then there's the too much like episode 4 one.
Oh, the prequels weren't enough like it. Oh, this one's too much like it. They can't be happy.
Exactly.
Women characters are too weak. This one's too strong.
Talking of women characters, I know a film from the early 1990s with a very strong female character.
Oh, that was your plug. That was good.
Yes. which is Silence of the Lambs. And this is a song from Silence of the Lambs. This is Tom Petty with American Girl.
It's also in Scrubs as well. A lot of
What,
music-
American Girl?
Yeah, a lot of the music I like is in Scrubs. Even if I don't know it's in Scrubs, I later find out, oh, it's in Scrubs.
Scrubs has a pretty great sound.
It does.
Fun fact.
But anyway, what else have we seen at the cinema?
We've seen so much.
We've seen so
'Cause
much.
it's
It's a good
Oscar
time.
season.
Yeah, it's a good
It's
time of
award
year for
season.
films. It's a shame that the Christmas break has to come along and spread its festivities.
Because to be honest, for once,
I
like,
watched
usually.
Jupiter Ascending again.
Why again?
Because my dad wanted to watch it, and he was like, "Oh, okay, it can't be that bad." And I went, "Well, no, I'm going to sit with you and explain why it is. In case you start saying it's not that bad, I'll be there, and I can go, look how terrible that bit was." And I did the whole thing, and then at the end he still said it wasn't that bad. And then we watched Seventh Son, and again he said it wasn't that bad. And
So
I
you
was
sat
just-
through Seventh Son again?
Yeah, but Seventh Son's shorter, and Seventh Son's actually funny. So.
My favourite Seventh Son joke was one of the journalists I follow on Twitter called it Seventh Son, aka Witches Be Crazy. Haha, haha, haha. But yeah, talking about just the films we've seen recently in general.
Yeah. Hateful Eight. That's probably the first.
That was the first one of the new Oscar season. Because obviously in the UK the Oscar movies all seem to come out in January. Whereas in America they all come out in
Apart
December.
from like the odd, like
But
yeah,
apart
apart from like
Hateful
British
Eight.
Spies and stuff.
Hateful Eight did come out on Boxing Day, or was it delayed? I feel like it was delayed.
No, it came
It
out
came out
Boxing Day in
in
America.
America. Oh, and it
came
was
out
January.
8th of January.
Yeah.
And
So you and I both saw it.
we did.
What did you think?
I don't know. I mean, like Tarantino is going in strange places. Because when I was younger, I was like a huge Tarantino fan, and I couldn't accept any criticism of him at all because he was just magical. But now I feel like he's just gone so indulgent that it's
Like,
kind of painful
with
at
Death
times.
Proof.
Death
Proof
Proof
the
was
most
kind of the
indulgent
stepping
thing
stone
ever.
But then Inglourious Bastards is, I think, his best film.
I think it's his second best film.
And then, but then obviously I didn't love Django, and now Hateful Eight feels like his most
Django's his
indulgent.
best film.
I think no, it's not.
Yes.
No, you can't
it's
say that when
Django's
there's Pulp
the best.
Fiction.
No,
Can't
Inglourious
say that.
Bastards is better than Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. As a film,
The thing is, we could have this debate all day, but the point is, Hateful Eight is like one of his work. It's still a good film.
It's
but
still a
as
good
far
film.
as
I think.
Tarantino
I
goes-
think that says a lot about Tarantino. But equally, I came out of that thinking, would any other director be able to get a film commissioned and released at 3 hours and 7 minutes long that is as slow as Hateful Eight is?
Oh, yeah.
because
A
it is.
lot.
It's,
Richard Linklater did.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of sort of slow scenes in it. I mean,
When you
the
say a
opening.
lot, basically the entire first
There's a lot
hour.
of slow
Slow
scenes.
It's the thing is, it's got a fantastic score, Ennio Morricone, and
It's amazing.
it does sort of work to make that music as a sort of centerpiece. But it is quite self-indulgent, and it only really gets more typically Tarantino, I think, in the last hour.
Yeah. Well, like the final act, really.
Yeah.
Because it's split into all these different chapters, and the first 2 chapters are completely pointless.
Yeah.
The entire film is basically, well, when I say the entire film, the entirety of the action, anyway, is set in this small, what is it, a haberdashery or something?
Haberdashery.
That's
yeah.
what it's called, yeah.
Well, I mean, what I felt with it was that it was a more, because obviously Tarantino's like a big movie fan, and I felt like this was more of a kind of ode to classic Western films than Django is. I think
Definitely.
Django is kind of
Django was more an ode to like blaxploitation.
Yeah,
rather than
exactly.
West. Yeah.
But no, good. Good, but I'm not sure I'd
That's the
see it
thing,
again.
because it was such an ode to the films he loves. They're like proper westerns where they do take forever to do anything.
Yeah, it's sort
And,
of
like,
John Ford style.
When stuff does start to happen, it happens really, really well, and it's funny, and there are some strange Tarantino-isms every now and again. Like there's a bit like right bang in the middle where he just starts narrating it completely out
Yeah.
of the blue.
Yeah,
his own
it's
voice
odd.
just cuts over the soundtrack, and it's like, this is a bit strange. But until that point, like until they even get to the haberdashery, it's just so quiet and boring. I was literally sat there thinking, if the whole film is like this, I feel like I want to walk out. because it's just like 45 minutes of just people sat in like a stagecoach, not really talking about anything specific.
But it was, I thought it was nice and sort of lulling, and I liked it. Because I had a whole day with nothing to do. Because you do need a whole day to watch
it feels long, but overall, by the time you get to the end of it, it kind of feels worthwhile.
Yeah, no, I think so. It's a fairly satisfying film.
Not just that, but I also think this is probably one of the best Samuel L. Jackson performances in quite a while.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, he is good in it.
Yeah.
Do you guys have an out of 10?
Thinking about,
and we should do that for Star Wars as well afterwards.
Yeah. Star Wars is a 10.
10, yeah.
Star
I
Wars
was going to do that too.
10.
I think I gave it a 9. But
What would you give Hateful Eight, James?
I gave it 7.
And
it was a low 7. It was like 7.0.
See, I was thinking like high 7, but 7 nonetheless.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of that though is just because I expected more from a Tarantino film. I expected how I felt in the last hour, but all the way through.
But as ever with Tarantino, it had a fantastic soundtrack.
It did.
And this is Roy Orbison with "There Won't Be Many Coming Home," which is played at the end credits.
I think so. It's just magical. The whole soundtrack. There's a really great White Stripes song on the soundtrack as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
That you wouldn't think would fit, but it fits amazingly. So, yeah, this is the Roy Orbison one though, which is even better.
Enjoy.
Listen, all you people.
That was There Won't Be Many Coming Home by Roy Orbison from the Hateful Eight soundtrack.
Cool.
The great Hateful Eight.
The Grateful Eight.
So moving on from one Oscar film to another Oscar film this time, I did see.
Well, that's the thing. The Hateful Eight is not a massive Oscar film. It's only nominated for like 2.
Yeah, I know, but it's an Oscar season film.
Yeah,
is what I meant. It's like in the same way that like Steve Jobs is an Oscar film, even though it's not really that true.
Yeah.
What was I saying? The Revenant.
The Revenant
is the film we were talking about. Yes, we saw The Revenant. All 3 of us this time.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay!
For once.
So Harrison,
How do you want to start?
You go ahead.
Shall I do the usual plot synopsis? Because I mean, it's short, isn't it? It's
gets mauled by a bear.
It's set in like the 1800s, and Leonardo DiCaprio is a real life frontiersman called Hugh Glass.
Yep.
Who he's like helps them. He's like the tracker whilst they go through this. They're collecting pelts, and he gets mauled by a bear, and is left for dead by Tom Hardy, who also kills his son. And then miraculously he survives the massive mare mauling. Bear mauling. Bear mauling. Maul bearing. He survives the attack. And then he drags himself across the wilderness in search of Tom Hardy for revenge. That's what it's about.
And much fun and laughter pursues.
Yeah.
I laughed once.
It's a good
There was a
revenge.
happy moment.
Yeah. Maybe more.
It was,
maybe
but
2.
it's not. So, it's just it's an intense film, isn't it?
Yeah,
and it kind of rides on the intensity really well.
But it's fine, yeah. Exactly.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's okay. It can
It's
do that.
okay.
It can have its Oscar nomination.
Would you say it's just fine, or would you say it's really fine?
No, I said
No,
it's
it's really good.
really fine. Damn, it is fine. it's 9 out of 10 fine.
Right.
I reckon I'd go that high.
I would too. I'd go 9 because I'm going to do a jack, and rather than justify why it's 9 points good, I'm going to justify why it's not a 10. And go, this is what's wrong. The sort of the dream sequence bits.
Yeah, they
are
don't
like,
work.
They're like, some of them did, but eventually, like, there's too many of them, and a couple of them are like cartoonishly pretentious.
Yeah, they're very pretentious.
And also, there are genuine audio issues, not just
especially at the beginning.
not just in terms of like I can't sometimes I couldn't hear what people are saying
Tom
because
Hardy
like
especially.
it's not, but that's more to do with his diction, and I can
Yeah, that's
actually
true.
understand Tom Hardy. I'm talking more about things like there are scenes where they're walking through the forest and you can't hear people because the sound of rain like totally covers or muffles their speech, and then there are issues where like people's voices don't sync to their mouths.
I didn't
and it's-
notice that.
The Indians.
Right.
They genuinely don't. It's really bad, especially because they have close-ups on them, and you can just see that what they're saying does not at all match up with how their mouths are moving, and it is really
I'm
noticeable.
glad I didn't notice that. Now.
It's so noticeable when you notice it. But
Yeah, I did notice it.
thank you. But the other 9 points are very good. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good story. and
Yeah,
really
it
good
is,
story.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a very good story.
Leo's brilliant.
Yeah, all the acting's brilliant. I think Tom Hardy's really good.
Yeah.
And I know he's doing
I think
one of his
Will
silly
Poulter's
voice.
great as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I-
right, and I really don't like Will Poulter. So for me to say he's good,
Well,
that
What have you got
was
against Will
just-
Poulter?
In
just his face.
in a similar fashion, I consider is it Dom Hall? Is that you
Domhnall
say?
Gleeson.
Yeah,
Domhnall Gleeson,
I
yeah.
consider him my Charlie Hunnam, and I quite
What?
liked him.
Why?
In this. I
Yeah,
just
he-
don't
he's
like him.
adorable.
I really like him, but he is particularly
He's good in
I
this.
thought.
Yeah, I liked him
He's-
in this.
When you think about it, Domhnall Gleeson's been in so much.
Yeah.
Like he was not only he was in Star Wars as well, and he was in this.
Yeah, but I would
and
say he was my one.
He was in
one of
Brooklyn.
my few problems
and
with
he was
Star
in,
Wars.
He was in Ex Machina, and he's when you look
Oh,
at
he's
like
in
the
loads of
Oscar
stuff, yeah.
movies, he's in like a heavy
Sam
helping role.
Worthington's in a lot of big films. What's the
What
point?
was the last big film Sam Worthington was in?
He was in something last year, wasn't he?
He was in
still-
Avatar, but since Avatar.
You don't know that Domhnall Gleeson's going to be in big films forever just because.
No, but he's been in more than Sam Worthington ever was. Already.
Has he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam Worthington's like dropped off the map completely.
Yeah, but what my
he was
point
in he was in all
what
those
my
films
point
like
was-
Clash of the Titans, and obviously he was in Terminator
And
and
Avatar.
Wrath of the Titans.
Wrath of the Titans
and
as well.
Avatar.
Avatar was like 7 years ago.
Yes,
No,
My
but
point
he's
is-
going to be in the new Avatars because
My
you know how they're
point
making a
was-
million of them.
Yeah.
My
No one
my
cares.
point was
What?
that you don't know that Domhnall Gleeson might not drop off the map.
That's true,
Anyway, I thought he was good.
He was
And I
good.
thought Tom Hardy was good, despite the fact he's doing one of his funny voices. I like his funny voices.
Mm.
He sounded like a mix between Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs and one of the police people from Fargo. Because
He
sometimes
just sounded like he was constantly eating all the time.
Yeah,
'cause
he
was just like.
does. The bear attack's really cool. As
Yeah,
well.
the bear
attack's
Yeah,
really
that was
cool.
really well done.
I looked up how they did it because I was because it looks incredible. Considering it's like pretty obvious, it must be CGI because they're not gonna unleash a real bear.
Oh, really?
But and it was definitely not a man in a suit. But I looked up how they did it, and there was a guy like in a blue screen suit
Just
acting
like
out
more,
bear movements.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It was incredible.
And the cinematography is really good. I mean,
Oh,
I
that's
know what
like
you're
the
going to
selling
say.
point.
And I'm just going to say it deserves the Oscar.
It does.
And I
I'm
don't-
sorry,
this is
Jay.
the
Now,
thing.
I argue differently, and my argument is that the cinematography is very noticeable in The Revenant, and
I don't think it's always noticeable.
I personally
are
think it's
times
very
when
noticeable,
it-
and I
Do you
think
not
there's
think
times where it's there for the sake of it, and also the setting it lends itself to good cinematography. The reason why I want Roger Deakins to win the cinematography Oscar, which is something I'm quite passionate about,
For
because
Sicario.
how he hasn't got one is the biggest liberty of the century. But because Sicario, he's like filming Cartel Land, and he's making it look beautiful.
But you just said that it's noticeable. If it looks beautiful, then isn't it noticeable?
No,
like
but
The
it
Revenant?
fits.
Like,
It
that
supplements the
silhouette
plot.
shot's
It
pretty distinct.
supplements the plot. Whereas I don't see. Don't get me wrong. I think the cinematography in The Revenant is amazing. Don't get me wrong.
I think there are points though, like right at the very beginning. My favorite part of the whole film is literally in the opening 10 minutes when there's the opening battle sequence. Where everything is just going on at
Yeah,
once and
that
the
is
camera's
cool.
shifting around like mad. And
But that's
that
not
is
even
noticeable.
one shot, though, is it?
No, it's not.
It's
But that's very noticeable cinematography. But that's noticeable there for
cool,
a
though.
reason.
But that is cool.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, no, no.
mental and
No.
it's supposed to be like the madness.
Because
of
like
all
That
I
is
mean,
fine.
the people who win the best actor Oscars are noticeable.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's like the best director Oscar doesn't just go to someone who's just directed a film far.
Yeah.
It
No,
shouldn't.
no.
I mean, it did with Tom Hooper, but
Oh god.
but my point is that
Fincher was
noticeable is yeah.
I just think that the main thing is that the filming a film like that in that environment, it was always going to look nice.
That's true.
But he does make it look particularly nice.
Yeah.
So I won't be disgusted if he wins the Oscar.
I think-
but I will be upset.
I think that tunes in with my only like one major problem with The Revenant though. The reason why I'm not as kind of enthusiastic about it as I know some other people are and I am about some other films is that I had such high expectations going in that it lived up to my expectations but it never exceeded them at any point.
Yeah,
So
I
I
get
was
that,
just
I
kind
get
of
that.
like that was exactly as I expected it to be.
Yeah, that was as
So
good
it's-
as it should have
It's
been.
difficult to kind of jump up and around and be like, yeah, that was incredible because it's. I mean, that's kind of harsh because it is such a well-made film, but
I like the violence too.
and the
Lots of
violence,
violence.
it
Good
feels
violence.
very real. And, like,
Is it like
intense.
I don't often like wince at things.
Yeah.
But there was like a couple of moments where I went like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
The bear wounds are
Yeah.
particularly. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Ratings. I've already sort of given mine away. I said 9 out of 10, and I
I'd
think
go 9 as well.
yeah, no,
Yeah?
yeah.
Yeah. There we go. We're in agreement. That is a very rare thing. That's a very rare thing.
The question is, though, will Leo win the Oscar? I
Yes.
reckon he probably almost certainly will.
But I'm like,
hope so.
I don't want him to. I want him to, but I don't want him to win just because people have complained about it.
No.
I want him to win
I reckon
for
he's
winning.
probably the strongest anyway.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm okay with
Yeah.
it. But I'll just be annoyed if I feel like the reason he's won is just because Tumblr fangirls have been complaining for
Tumblr,
years.
weirdly enough, Harrison, Tumblr has no effect on the Academy.
Oh, but it does. How naive.
They have their own Tumblr account.
I mean, like, if people out there genuinely think that Mad Max was nominated because the Academy loved Mad Max, then they are deluding themselves. Mad Max was nominated because the Academy read articles from things like Variety and went, "Ooh, apparently we're supposed to nominate Mad Max. People think we might. Well, we better do it then." They're all like 120, and they all watched Mad Max and went, "I don't know what's going on. I don't know what
That's
is
safe.
going on." They don't know because the thing is, it's not nominated. It's only nominated for technical awards. If
It's up for director
apart from that,
and
like,
picture.
no. I meant apart from that. It's not for like acting or screenplay or
Okay,
anything.
yeah.
And if it was, then you know that they really liked it. They're just nominating it because they've heard they're supposed to.
I don't agree, but
Some bold claims here from the Real
It's
Opinions.
true.
Stu.
It's
Crew.
true.
I still think it's probably the best film of all.
Oh no, it is. It
But
deserves it.
I reckon
but
it would
that's
still
not
be-
why it's there.
Okay, if you say so.
Anyway.
I'm not gonna yell at you.
Here's some more music. Hey-ho, let's go.
That was the Ramones with Blitzkrieg Bop from
Pan.
No, not from Pan. That's not why we played it.
It is in Pan. Though,
It is
isn't
in Pan, but it is also in The Programme, Stephen
And Pan.
Frears' latest film, which was greeted with widespread ambivalence.
Has it got Jesse Plemons in it?
Yeah.
Oh, he is such a strange guy.
Yes.
The guy from Breaking Bad.
Jesse Plemons. He's in everything at the moment, and he looks like Matt Damon.
Was it Todd?
Yeah,
Yeah, Todd.
and
Right.
he's in Bridge of Spies as well, and he's all of a sudden just got really chubby for no reason.
Isn't he in Black
and
Mass,
he's also
though?
got lots of acting
Yeah.
roles. For
He's
no
in Black,
reason.
and he's in the second season of Fargo as well. Just completely out of the blue, he just suddenly put on
turns
a
up,
lot of
doesn't he?
weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's odd.
Oh, and don't put on weight. Yeah. Okay, right. Yeah. So I have seen the program, and I have to say I was pleasantly surprised. I wouldn't say it was a huge amount better than maybe what I was expecting, but it was better than I expected. It was satisfying.
Do you want to tell everyone what it's about?
Oh yes. So basically, it's a lightweight cycling movie. Basically, it's about Lance Armstrong and the sort of the doping thing. And it sort of follows on from the I think it was Oscar nominated documentary The Armstrong Lie.
Oh, it was. I think
Which,
so. Yeah.
which
It
was
a
a
big
sort of
deal.
documentary, and that in itself was based on the book by David Walsh. I think The Seven Deadly Sins, I think, because he won 7 Tour de France titles, and they were all sins. You see, clever title. But anyway, yeah. So you've got your source text, then you've got your documentary film, and then you have the program, and the program is very much the kind of the lightweight, accessible product. So the film is kind of about him. Well, it is about him, but it also follows David Walsh, the journalist for the Times, and he's played by Chris O'Dowd. And Chris O'Dowd is obviously he's been in things like The IT Crowd, and he's normally and The Boat That Rocked. I think he's in The Boat That Rocked. Bridesmaids, and he's normally a kind of comic figure, but in this he's not playing for laughs at all. Like, and I kind of went into it expecting, oh, maybe he's going to be a bit of like a silly kind of caricature character, but no, he wasn't, and he was very good. As was Ben Foster. Ben Foster at
Ben
times
Foster.
really did look a sort of spitting image of Lance Armstrong. There's quite a lot of parts in the film that are kind of recreations of actual things, so like little snippets of Ben Foster as Lance Armstrong kind of being on television when he's sort of coming out with the truth, and lots of bits of him on a bike, as you can imagine, is kind of necessary. One of the best features about the film is that it has quite a lot of archive footage of the actual Tour de France. So it opens with a montage of sort of classic Tour de France moments. But one thing that is done really, really well, and I've said about the archive footage, there are sort of sequences where it blends footage of the archive footage with sort of newly shot footage of
It blends
Foster on the
documentary footage with like reconstruction.
Yeah, and it does so really well. It's probably the most effective example of that I've ever seen. So that was good. So that's the good, but there are a lot of issues with the film.
Okay.
One of which is bizarre, really, is Brian Greenberg plays a doctor called Dr. Ferrari, and his accent is something to behold. It's up there in the echelons of bad accents in films.
Ooh.
It's something special. And interestingly, on IMDb, like his actual character name isn't even listed, so it's like they've deliberately tried to forget that happened, but it did happen, and
tried to scrub it from the face of the earth.
yeah, it's not great. But anyway, yeah, it another issue with it is that it's quite imbalanced. So the film, maybe in the first 10 minutes, kind of covers the sort of Lance Armstrong career pre him getting cancer, and so you've had this guy on screen for 10 minutes, and then you're expected to have an emotional rapport with him, to be shocked at the fact that he has cancer. Obviously, that's shocking, and cancer does kind of just come out of nowhere, but you haven't had the time to build up this character before that, so I don't want to say you don't care, but you're not emotionally invested
as much as you should be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that brings me on to another interesting example of character development. At one point, he does a sort of inspirational speech. I think it's in a hotel. And some lady comes over and speaks to him afterwards, and he asks her. He says, "Do you like Italian food?" She goes, "Yes." "Do you like oysters?" She goes, "Yes." "Do you like cycling?" She goes, "Yes." So she is now seduced, okay? we are left to assume that she has been seduced. But much more than that, because the film then cuts from that scene of seduction to like shots of them on their wedding day. It's really, really bizarre.
I thought you were going to say cut so that like them having sex or something.
No.
Straight to the wedding day.
Straight to the wedding day. It's very odd. What I feel with the film is they must have had like so many different shoots of various sort of settings and stuff, because quite often you get maybe like 10-30 second segments in sort of specific locations. I don't know, like in the team bus or at the wedding day or in the hotel lobby, and they're only very short scenes, and like the film as a whole is very, very fast paced, which in some ways is refreshing, because films like these can be a bit boring, because there's a bit of a legal kind of rigmarole in it, and often that can be quite dull. But it's not dull. That's one thing I would say. And something that kind of complements the pace of the film is the music. And we did have Blitzkrieg Bop there, which is from the soundtrack. And there's
Pam.
Sorry?
And Pam.
And
Can't
Pan.
forget Pan.
Don't forget Pan, yeah.
Don't leave Pan out.
It also has Primal Scream and Leonard Cohen. It's a good soundtrack. Yeah. But it's a good film, but it's definitely not a bad film, but it's not a brilliant film.
What would you give it out of 10?
I think I would give it a 7 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Because it was satisfying enough, but it wasn't brilliant.
Interestingly as well, the program. You said it. So the program from the documentary The Armstrong Life, from the book The Seven Deadly Sins.
Yes.
The program is the dullest of those three titles.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you'd think that they would have kind of got the title from the book, because it does acknowledge at the end of the film that
Since the author of the book is like a major character in the film.
He is.
Yeah.
But that's another slight issue with the film is the Lance Armstrong sort of strand is neatly tied up, in the sense that he's come out and admitted his thing, and he goes off into the sunset, almost literally. But Chris O'Dowd as David Walsh, his bit just kind of ends, and it doesn't go back to him, and you thought there would be some kind of return to that, but I don't know. Also, Dustin Hoffman is in this film.
Really?
But he is in this film for so little time. Like, so little time. I mean, he plays this sort of gambler who sort of bet money on whether Lance Armstrong would win. It was like a sort of sponsorship package. It's a bit complicated, but as this sort of sponsorship package was basically a £10 million bet on him winning X amount of Tour de France titles. And of course, he wants his money back when he finds out that he didn't legitimately win them. So he's not really a significant character, but he's there. I guess he's the kind of the linchpin of the film. I guess that's why they needed a sort of actor of status. But yeah, Lee Pace is in it as well. He's quite good. He's sort of a slick sports agent type. He does a good job. And yeah, Jesse Plemons, as we said, plays another cyclist. And interestingly, he's the top listed cast member on IMDb, which is quite odd because
I never know how they
No.
It's always very strange. But
yeah,
never
odd.
mind.
But no, a nice film, and I feel it's very much style over substance. There's cool end credits. You'd like those, Harrison?
I do like good credits.
Yeah,
We've
good credit
established that
sequences.
before. It's like my font or the filter thing. So I like good credit sequences.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's good.
Not a waste of time.
Yeah, not a waste of time. Like I think you'd watch it and you'd be perfectly satisfied. It's a good kind of watch on Netflix of an evening kind of film.
All right, cool.
So there you
Wonderful.
go, the program. Anyway, we've got another song from the program, and this is Mrs. Robinson.
It's also in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes.
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 Yay.
Not Pam.
Not Pat. By the Lemonheads.
Mrs. Robinson, Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson.
That was the Mrs. Robinson cover by the Lemonheads,
Yeah.
originally by Simon Garfunkel from The Graduate.
I was just thinking, because we said it was in The Wolf of Wall Street. Do you think when Leonardo DiCaprio was filming The Revenant out in the cold, like doing all of that like real stuff, swimming through freezing water, eating raw bison and whatnot, do you think he was thinking, please can I just do The Wolf of Wall Street again? Please. That
Please.
film, like, I just hang around on yachts.
Bring
in
back
the
the
sun.
drugs and the naked ladies.
Yeah.
Probably.
I guess that's so like that would be his
Such a
last two Oscar
yeah.
nominations as well. One of them
Yeah.
for taking a lot of
Aren't
drugs
they
and
his
having a lot of sex.
Last
and the other
two
one.
roles.
Pretty much, yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
so-
yeah.
So he's just gone from like that one like really glamorous lifestyle thing to eating raw bison in the freezing cold.
He chooses it, doesn't he?
Talking of picking and choosing roles, this is a bit random.
Yeah.
But we were looking up Joe Pesci's
Yeah.
acting credits the other day.
Yeah.
And like he's not done anything for ages, has he?
Well, I asked you like, is he dead? But no.
He
he's
did
alive.
that.
not.
He did
He's
that.
not that old.
He did that fishing film with Danny Glover.
Yeah, Gone
Can't forget the
Fishing.
fishing film.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
He's just happy.
disappeared off the map. But like
Yeah.
we said at the time, at least he hasn't done what Robert De Niro's done.
Exactly. No, that was why we talked about it.
I
Because
mean, you say that,
Dirty
but like,
Grandpa.
I mean, I understand the Robert De Niro thing, but Robert De Niro has also recently been in, Silver Linings Playbook, where he was nominated for an Oscar.
He was quite good in that, and his
a
brief
string of-
appearance in American Hustle was quite good.
Yeah, he's been in good things recently.
Only David O.
Limitless is
Russell.
Limitless,
Limitless
is
is
good.
good.
He's not
Yeah.
great in it though.
Yeah, but he's good.
Meh.
It's not Dirty Grandpa, is it?
That's true.
No,
yeah.
but I really think the last couple of years in particular, he is really.
he was in Rocky and
I
Bullwinkle as
I
well.
didn't see Joy.
Don't forget
but-
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah, that was a long time ago now.
still.
Such a
It's
shame.
a long time ago now.
Still,
I was watching Mean Streets the other day and just thinking, wow,
Well, I did. I was watching, Raging Bull.
we've been having
Oscar
a Scorsese geek out, haven't we? But Robbie,
it is
what
a
you
little
doing?
sad, isn't it?
What you
on a
doing?
related note, that is entirely unrelated. Guess what's out this week?
There's The Forest out this week.
No,
it's
that's
not out
that's
yet,
got a
isn't
couple
it?
weeks left.
Well,
Actually,
The Boy. When's that out?
that's
Is it The
not till
Boy?
like March, I don't think.
Maybe you're just really excited for The Boy.
Oh,
and that's
I'm
what you were
really
thinking about.
excited for the boy.
I don't think there's anything out. I think you just were like, that pumped for The Boy. That
I'm just getting
a
this-
month in advance.
getting
like,
way
when's The
too
Boy out?
excited.
When's The Boy?
Hurry up! If you've never heard of The Boy, don't just Google The Boy because it'll probably come up with very weird things. Google The Boy film. It's got Lauren Cohan, is that her
So
name?
that's
From
right, yeah.
from The Walking Dead, and it's about a woman that has to look after. She's hired
Brahms.
to be. Yeah, she's hired to be a childminder, but the kid isn't real. The kid's made of like porcelain or something.
It's a really funny reveal.
Is
in
it
the
a
trailer.
shattering story?
It's like a ghost
Okay.
story. And like the
kid's called
when-
Brahms.
Yeah, when he arrives, like, oh, we'll take you to see Brahms, and you'll be looking after Brahms. He's such a great kid. And the kid, she walks in, and is covered in like he's just sat on a chair, and the camera like pans round, and there's Brahms just sat there, and it's supposed to be really creepy because the music's doing like eerie music, and the parents are all like, "Now he's a good boy, Brahms." It's just hilarious.
It's just a porcelain doll.
sat on the table.
But it's like a life-size doll. It's very weird.
I'll have to watch that.
So anyway, that's what you were talking about, right?
What actually is coming out this week, and what is actually showing at Union Films on Tuesday at midnight, which we're going to.
The boy.
Deadpool.
Ah, yeah.
And the
boy. That's just a placeholder until the
Should we
boy.
just spend the last 9 minutes of the show talking about the boy?
Yeah, no,
No,
Deadpool's out. Yeah.
Deadpool, which sounds great. First R-rated superhero movie in a while.
Yeah. Is that true?
First one that's like in the proper universe
Yeah.
superhero trend thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's in the X-Men
like,
universe.
It's not. It's like the first one that's not super Watchmen or Kick-Ass.
Exactly, and it's like they've actually gone all out to make the Deadpool character Deadpool, rather than like, because like with some things, like as much as Wolverine is great in X-Men, it feels like he's a little bit cut
See,
down at times.
I understand, because everyone does keep saying, "Oh, he looks like proper Deadpool." Does he though?
Yeah.
I mean, like, how much Deadpool stuff have you read? Because
Clearly not as much as you.
Because
Go
the
on.
thing is, Deadpool, the thing that Deadpool's not like, he doesn't really swear that much. He's not that bad. The thing that characterizes Deadpool is that he's more like a cartoon character who does like, he has more in common with like Wile E. Coyote than he does any other superhero. And I feel like the film, the comedy is entirely like, it looks like entirely sex jokes and swearing jokes, whereas it should be the meta humor, like genuine witty humor, and like slapstick heightened, like like that. You know, The Mask,
Yeah.
almost like The Mask kind of like humor.
See, I
because
pick
that's
up-
what Deadpool's like.
I feel like they've gone maybe less for that, maybe you're right, but I still think the whole meta thing is there. 'Cause
I think the meta thing's there, but I
the
want that to be
marketing
the
is very-
focus.
yeah.
Because like the marketing is perfect, like
Yeah.
that Valentine's Day poster's perfect,
Yeah.
and I feel like that is what Deadpool is, not the things where, not like all the swearing and the sex jokes. But
I think they
that
put
stuff
they put
is
all
what
that
it is.
they put all the swearing and the sex jokes in the trailer because teenage boys.
Yeah, I know. I just hope it's not what the film is.
Yeah.
I want the film to have the focus to be that meta humor, to be the clever stuff, and to be, you know, slightly more cartoony, weird stuff, and less just that kind of like, we said a naughty word. Because I want it to. Because this is the thing: is if Deadpool is as good as I want it to be, it probably should be my favorite, like, genuine superhero movie. Like, you know, favorite one that belongs to one of the big universes, because he is my favorite comic book character, and I've got like loads of Deadpool stuff, and I don't want to be one of those like fanboys who goes like, it's not like the comics, it's not perfect. 'Cause I hate those people. I
Yeah.
hate them, and I don't want to be like that. But I'm just like, if this film isn't Deadpool, then I don't want it to be made.
I'll be honest, I think you might be a bit disappointed.
I
with
feel
it.
I'm worried that I might be, and I really, really don't want to be.
Just
And I
'cause
read
don't think they would make a live action film that's like that.
but they did The Mask.
Yeah, but The Mask was like 20 years ago.
All right, Scott Pilgrim.
But again, that didn't make any money.
Oh no, but it wouldn't be as bad. It wouldn't be
I
as
guess so,
inaccessible as Scott Pilgrim. I'm only talking
I
like
think
a
they'll
little
get-
bit of like almost Family Guy-esque cutaway humor. Not
No, I think there'll be some of that.
But
I
I
just
want a
don't
lot
think
of
it'll
it.
be based all around it, like you said. But we'll see anyway.
I want it to feel more different than the other superhero films, and not just different because it's an R, but different in terms of its tone and in terms of its style and things. Not just because it's an R.
I mean, I'm
happy it's an R. That's a good thing.
I'm still excited about it, but I think I have seen too many trailers. I mean, I've always seen too many trailers, but
Yeah.
and I think I've been waiting for it for too long.
Yeah.
Like since
Yeah.
because when I first saw the test footage, I was like, "Oh, this
That's
seems
cool.
amazing and refreshing and brilliant, etc., etc." But I've now seen that so many
Yeah.
times that I'm kind of like, "Am I still going to be as shocked and taken aback by it as?"
There are two
the
parts in
film?
the trailer that I do really like, that I think are like, that's perfect. And it's the part where it's a really brief bit where he's in a car and he shows that guy the drawing and says,
Yeah.
"Have you seen this man?" And it's got the bullet going through his head.
Yeah.
And like, that's perfect. And the other bit where he says that no one's going to get hurt and then the body just falls down behind
Yeah.
him. Those are like perfect Deadpool humor bits. And I hope that it's like that. And I did read the Empire review, and they did say it's mainly the other stuff, but they did reveal one joke that is like a meta joke, and I thought that's really clever and that's really funny, and I'll probably laugh when that happens.
I've tried to avoid some of the reviews, but the few I have read have jostled between it's really good and it's good. But
That's the Empire one was it's good.
Yeah, but it's not quite as perfect as you might want it.
Yeah,
to
well,
be.
it's like I said, it should be.
I think
awesome.
everyone just got very excited about the fact that it was R-rated, that it was a bit different.
Yeah.
That they were just kind of like, look, something that's so different, it must be brilliant. But I don't know, because people forget as well that Tim Miller, the guy that directed this, he's never directed a film before. He's a VFX supervisor.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be really good and like whatever, but I don't think it's going to be like oozing with style.
No,
It's gonna
which
be,
is I guess what I wanted.
yeah. So
It looked good. I'm sure I'll like it. I know I'll be disappointed if I don't
we're
love it.
excited enough to go to the midnight screenings. Anyway.
Yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
and like I said, he's my favorite comic book character, so I want it to be really, 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 really good.
I think as long as you kind of, I mean, the way I'm going at it anyway is to kind of, instead of being like, oh, is this the definitive Deadpool movie? Because I don't think that there ever will be one. I think it's such a niche character and it's such a strange character that
He's a character that works best. He'd like work best as like a short film.
yeah, I
Like
don't know if he'd
preceding an
ever work.
actual film, because he is, like I said, he's like a
Yeah.
Wile E. Coyote comic book character.
So
Like his best storylines involve him like hanging around with a zombie head version of himself, talking to a demonic vampire cow, and pretending to be a pirate for a week just because he can't be bothered to be a superhero anymore. And like that's kind of who he is. Whereas the film is very much like just a straightforward
that's the thing.
revenge
I'm just
thing,
going to
isn't
go
it?
at it from the point of view. It's a film. It's as a superhero film. It's probably going to be slightly more refreshing.
Yeah.
The X-Men's and the Avengers or whatever. So
I would like Hellcow to be in it though.
what hell?
He's my favorite character, actually.
They should just do a Hellcow spin-off.
I like Hellcow more than Deadpool. Hellcow's the best character in the Marvel universe. It's a cow that was attacked by Dracula in like the 1800s, and it instantly just like grew a cape, and it has fangs and red eyes, and it just says the word moo. And it's evil, but it doesn't do anything. It's evil just in existing, and it just hangs around in fields saying the word moo. I love
I like
Hellcow.
that. I like that.
A Hellcow cameo.
It's a Howard the Duck character originally.
Really?
Mhm.
Well, Howard the Duck's real now anyway, so they brought that back. Whether
Yeah, they
that'll
did.
come back again, I don't know.
We
Hopefully
can
not.
hope not. Yeah.
Do you not like Howard the Duck, James?
No one likes Howard the Duck.
Does anyone like Howard the Duck?
I don't hate.
Have you
him,
seen the
but-
film?
What, the George Lucas one? No.
Oh,
Is it that bad?
oh, yes.
Heard.
Oh,
I've
yes.
seen the bit where he's in the bath,
Mm,
and I've seen the guitar bit,
mm.
but
No, it's unwatchable.
it's got what's her face from Back to the Future in it
Yeah.
as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Leah
Good old
Thompson.
what's her face. Yeah. I think that's pretty much all we've got time for today.
Pretty much, yeah.
We hope you've had fun. We've had fun shouting things into microphones.
We'll be back
About
at the same
films.
time next Sunday. This is our regular slot now. We should probably point it out.
Yes.
Our show has now moved. We are now 4 to 5 on Sundays.
Which is
so
great.
we can come at you on the lazy Sunday afternoon vibes.
Exactly. Which is just when you want to know about films, because then maybe you can plan a last minute trip to the cinema
Yay!
or a film to watch on Netflix.
yeah. Or you can just go see it in the week.
You could do that as well.
I guess next week we'll have a review of Deadpool.
Here's hoping.
Well, I mean, we're seeing it. So.
And we can probably all talk about Spotlight by then as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but also
Because I have seen it, but I'll stay stum for now.
yes, keep your mouth shut.
So, to play us out, we will play a song from Deadpool. Well,
Apparently.
what is apparently
We're
in
guessing.
Deadpool. We're hoping it's in Deadpool. It's in some of the trailers, and it's in like one of the reviews said it plays over the opening credits. So this is Juice Newton with Angel of the Morning. We've been Real Opinions. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Mate.